The following information, material, and content discussed and presented is covered under fair use and is not intended to be, nor to be construed as, financial advice, tax advice, nor legal advice. If you need any applicable advice, please seek a licensed professional. To Be Fruitful Training Group assumes no liability for any actions you take using this information, as additional due diligence is required. All rights, titles, and actions or interests reserved ab initio without prejudice. Hey everyone, this is B with To Be Fruitful Training Group. All praises to the Most High. And right now I'd like to touch on a subject that is quite a broad topic, but I'm gonna give you some insight and background into this. So with regards to custody and child support, the former will generally control a lot of the latter. But so we have this term right here, care, custody, and control. It's kind of a coined phrase that denotes certain rights to children, especially in a family law context. So care, the duty of care, is a natural duty and obligation that is imposed, by the natural familial relations and blood ties arising between a mother and child or a father and child. That is it's a natural duty, right? So you have a duty there, the duty of good care. So what is custody? Well, you have two different types of custody. One is considered legal custody, or custody that is recognized as the more formal in that, and then the other aspect of it is physical custody or physical possession, which would be the other aspect of it. Now, courts are generally going to be favorable more towards the parent that already has the custody or possession. So remember, possession is one aspect. That's the physical holding of the property, right? The other aspect of this is the legal custody. The legal custody is the right to possession. So you have the possession itself, which is physical custody, and you have the right to possession, which would be the legal custody, that you are entitled to be able to have custody over that particular member of family. And then what is the last C that with reference to this? That's control. Control looks like, with regards to children, where are they going to school? What is the child eating? When does the child get to, do whatever with curfew, lights out, things like that. So, the control of, okay, these different decisions are made, who is the primary care provider, who is their primary physician, what school are they going to, what recreational activities are they involved in when they're with a particular parent. That is control. So especially when they talk about controlling interest or 51%, basically just operating the entire thing with just that little bit of influence, or that unseen hand. That's what generally is kind of a way to think about a controlling, that's at least what I think about when I think about care, custody, and control. So if you have the ability to make the decisions, not only with regards to the child, what is best for the child, and as far as controlling all of the other major and minor decisions with regards to their situation at large, generally this is what the courts are looking towards. So the judge's primary interests in especially a child support situation or a custody situation, most of the time is going to lend more towards the question, what are in the best interests of the child, is essentially what the judge will continue to look towards. Is this in the best interest of the child? Would one, parent, with either the mother or the father, respectively in this situation would it be a benefit or a detriment, with regards to the best interest of the child? Only going with one parent, having a combination of both, or if the situation is really just not feasible, then another solution. Whatever the court is essentially looking to impose on the parties at that point. So this is a brief insight to care, custody, and control. Now, this is a very key concept that is going to be likened a lot of times to rights, titles, and interests. But this is also something that has to be understood to a very high degree to be able to move in just about any type of family law setting, whatever proceeding that you're dealing with. Again, none of this is legal advice, none of this is tax advice, and none of this is financial advice. But I hope this gives you at least a more of a teaching and commenting perspective as far as what care, custody, and control is. So, if you like to learn more about this type of thing and how do you manage, different aspects of not only the law and, especially with regards to family courts, these are, like I said, this is going to be a big key right here. So studying these different things and understanding the relationship between if one party only has one of those three C's as opposed to two or all three, it will make a difference. It will make a very big difference. So like with any courts, the court has to have subject matter jurisdiction. So I'll just leave it at that. So subject matter jurisdiction is required for the court to adjudicate the matter properly and must be able to affect the parties and the res itself, regardless of the nature of the res. So that's something there to take into consideration. Now, if you'd like to learn this, the details of really how this works, and not only that, but also the more private remedies that I can't go over and discuss in the public, and you'd like to learn, more about these different opportunities, I do have a masterclass that I will be teaching, and this is going to be going on. I'm looking to start this as of the 31st of March 2025. So that is not super far away, but I want to do something slightly different. So the first 10 people, that sign up, so you'll need to, one, send me an email with your name, for full name, email, and if you want me to get a hold of you via phone as well, and a donation of $250 or more. So the first 10 people for the class, and this will be a 4-week, every Monday type of thing from March 31st and the 3 consecutive Mondays following. I'll have them at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have a private Zoom link that will be specific to the class. There will be replays available on all 4 classes. And I'm going to be covering, the basics, the core concepts, how, custody proceedings actually work, how do they differ in slight variances between, child support versus just custody versus, some other situations there, the different various private remedies available that you can use to effectively wind up or terminate and properly preserve your interests on using exclusive equity in the courtroom. And a lot of these different types of remedies do not have to be exclusively private to be observed. However, the methods themselves are private. So, like I said, I have experience with this type of thing. A few of my associates have, dealt with child support. I have dealt with family law and a few different aspects of it. I don't have any kids myself, but like I said, I've dealt with, a good few half dozen different cases as far as, just child support and custody and proceedings in general. Now, mind you, I am not licensed to practice law. None of this is legal advice. And, all of this is only in the realm of equity. So there are equitable remedies and relief that are not something that can be obtained in the public. So, and then there are equitable remedies that can be obtained in the public and may not necessarily be completely private to the extent of needing a protective order. So there are many different things that you can do, but it is a more of a nuanced conversation, and it's, a conversation of who holds the leverage in the courtroom, how do the rules of evidence need to be intertwined into this, how do you properly present evidence into the courtroom, even on the public side, where are there certain places to present evidence, how you even present the evidence itself, things like that. So like I said, the first 10 people that sign up and send me an email and a donation of $250 or more will receive a seat. Will have their seat reserved for the class. Like I said, it will be March 31st and the following 3 consecutive Mondays. So at 7 p.m. Eastern. After the first 10 people, I'll just, keep it at 500. So for anyone else after that, like I said, you're more than welcome. I'll leave the in total seating up to, I want to say like 90 seats right now. But the first 10 people is 250. So if you'd like to be a part of this, please let me know. Please share this with other people that, realistically you think need this. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really does help a lot. And if you'd like more content like this, please let me know how I do in the comments. If you've got any questions or if you've got some different, things you'd like me to check out, and that you'd like to present to my attention, shoot, leave a link in the comments. But I'd really like to, provide as much value as I possibly can to the community. And one of the ways that I know how to do this is sharing my experiences in this regard and this avenue. So hopefully that the years of trying to figure out how courts work, people can just streamline this and deal with their own, individual matters quickly and resolve them peacefully. So that's my, main intent behind this and the purpose for this. It's really just to bring more awareness to, these different types of matters and how they can be handled using exclusive equity, because that is one of the most effective ways to deal with these types of matters. Seeing as all of these different types of matters, especially the relationship between a parent and child, is akin to that of a natural trust or, a proper legal fiction arising out of that. So, that being said, trusts have cognizance solely in equity, which is why it's even called exclusive equity in the first place, why anyone ever coined it. And yeah, so like I said, don't sleep on your rights. Please share this with other people that you know. Again, just to recap, the first 10 people will get the class for $250. After the first 10 people, I still have another 80 slots after that. So the slots will just go to 500 at that point. And like I said, either way, whether either first 10 or, the remainder thereof, you'll get access to the replays afterwards. So it'll be the replay from March 31st, April 7th, 14th, and the 21st. And we'll be covering, like I said, everything we talked about previously, and as well as some other things and maybe some other things as well, just depending on the questions that come along in those classes. So please, like I said, I hope to see you there, especially dealing with child support and custody matters. Beyond that, this is B with 2B Fruitful Training Group. All praises to the Most High, and I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all take care.